Welcome back to the Real Nykel channel. I really appreciate you guys for checking out the reactions. You know, I live stream every day from 9 to 11. Catch the streams because, you know, I be genuine with my reactions and I do it. You never know which Nykel you're going to get. I appreciate y'all. Enjoy the reaction. So we're going to be reacting to a couple different videos today. Like 3. Alright, so the first video we're going to be reacting to is from wildest, and it's the Adventures of Charlemagne the God. Essentially, I assume he's going to be talking about all the wild shit he said in the beginning stages, or like the rising of, you know, the Breakfast Club and shit like that. And, you know what, let's go ahead and get into it, because I want to hear what this shit is about. I'm sure it's going to be funny.
Charlemagne the God is one of the biggest names in media today. And
Lamar.
Podcast, he has impressively managed to do this over the radio. This is something that even people outside of hip-hop have given him major props for.
I've been a fan of yours.
It's crazy that this motherfucker Charlemagne the God was on Joe Rogan, bro. I forget. Like, it's still some mind that he's on Joe Rogan. I mean, he's with early Andrew Schultz and shit like that. You know, he's, you know, Andrew Schultz is a comedian and shit like that. But it's crazy. And they do, you know, brilliant idiots together. Their podcast and shit. But I'd be forgetting that. You know, Charlemagne, he be out here networking and shit. Like,
for a while. I think you're the last great radio host, and you will be the last famous radio host.
However, for every person that's willing to give him his flowers for what he's accomplished in the media, there's just as many who wish they had never came onto his platform in the first place after they got absolutely embarrassed by him. My name is wildest, and these are the victims of Charlemagne the God. Out of the thousands of individuals who sat opposite to Charlemagne, DJ Envy, and Angela Yee during the glory days of the Breakfast Club, not many had gotten as personal questions leveled at him when he was just trying to be friendly as Logic. Not exactly known for his thick skin, Logic's tolerance levels were pushed to their peak by Charlemagne.
notice they said thick skin and not black skin. Notice they said, nah, I'm just playing. You already know he's black. His dad's black. So he says.
When the host asked him a really personal question about his father.
Turn shipping to your advantage.
And I can't even fucking skip this shit. Jesus.
Don't just take classes, take charge. Start your comeback today at purdueglobal.edu.
Or accused him of being homophobic over certain bars from the past.
Now, I saw you do an interview with Vlad TV, and you said that it would be very uncomfortable for you to listen to a gay rapper talking about kissing a dude.
I wouldn't be able to listen to a gay rapper talking about kissing the dude too. I'm hella homophobic. Look, I wouldn't be able to listen to a gay rapper talking about kissing the dude. I wouldn't be able to listen to a fat rapper talk about how much he loves food. I would not be able to listen to a retarded rapper talk about how retarded he is. I wouldn't be able to listen to. And this is a whole lot of shit. I'm you know, like I said, I'm racist. I'm homophobic, fatphobic. I'm all the phobics. And
did I say that?
I don't know.
You'd probably figure that's as bad as it could get. But as it turns out, that was just the tip of the iceberg, and he was about to get even more personal at one point.
Bruh. And you see this all the time, bro. There's so many times I've seen this on social media, bro. When they was talking about Charlemagne, just how he's fucking wild. He's gonna know who don't rape his sister. What kind of, like, I haven't seen a full interview of this, but what brings you to ask that question? Like, it ain't even about going for a viral moment. Like, that's just wild.
After watching that, people couldn't help but feel sympathy for the no pressure rapper. The whole interview made me feel uncomfortable. He was trying so hard to make Logic slip up and say something for clicks. So disrespectful with all the subtle shots, asking out of line questions. Poor Logic, he was so genuine through all of that bullshit. Bruh, I feel so bad for Logic. Later down the line, Logic would swear off of appearing on the show ever again, even covering it on the track Clickbait as he spit. I don't do the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne is shameless. That's the only one I leave out when I run my bases. Do your research before you call someone homophobic. you making a living off of controversy, and you know it. Clearly left scarred by the experience, Logic's premature retirement from the game saw him do interviews where he basically did a post-mortem on the reasons why he decided to call it quits. During that press run, he spoke about the effect that the Breakfast Club appearance had on him.
When he basically kind of called me homophobic without even watching an interview, and I was like, I didn't even say that, and then for him to just out his mouth be like, yo, who your sister? Like, so callous, like, that fucked me up. And I actually held on to that for like 6 years. And I was like, this isn't healthy. And I'm talking to my therapist about it. And I put it on record.
Now that Logic is back from retirement.
You know how, Charlemagne, he's on this mental health shit. I wonder if he's talked to Logic after this and like maybe apologize or try to reach out to apologize. Cause that is a wild ass question, a wild ass statement to ask. And then one thing I've noticed about like Charlemagne and shit is that he would just see bits and pieces of the fucking interview of the like a person that who's coming on his show. If he's really trying to talk about it, he won't look at the whole interview to get the whole like context of the shit. He'll just go with the clickbait and shit, which is quite frankly, if you're trying to be a news like a viable news outlet, you got to look at the whole thing within context. So yeah, he's done that to several people.
Retirement, it's no surprise that he hasn't shown up to Power 105 for another interview.
I ain't gonna cap, I kinda want some cookies right now.
Logic was a huge success, and his career wasn't made or broken on the Breakfast Club. So in that sense, what he said to Logic wasn't anything compared to the mental anguish he put on Lil Mama.
I remember this.
He showed up to chat with the infamous trio. The lip gloss rapper was being clowned left, right, and center for her terrible impulsive decision to...
And you know what's crazy? Like, I didn't understand, like, I thought Lil Mama was actually, like, decently famous, right? I thought she had a decent amount of hits, because she had lip gloss. That's all I heard about. And, started to get loose. But then you really don't hear nothing about anything else. And I realized that as I grew up and shit like that. I don't think I've heard anything else from Lil Mama. And I'm like, what happened to her? Like, she fell off. And then whenever you hear about Lil Mama, you don't hear anything about the songs and shit that she's made. You hear about this moment right here. Her hopping on stage with Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. And also, the shit with Charlemagne. I think it's good wild.
To join Alicia Keys and Jay-Z on stage without being
Jay-Z was pissed.
At that point, things were already pretty dark for her. But when she came up to be interviewed, Charlemagne cheerfully tried to end her career and destroy her self-esteem at the same time.
You're an actual musician. You actually have, I guess, some type of talent. Like, you did have a little buzz going at one point.
Definitely have talent. And
but what have you done lately, though? This is a what have you done for me now type of industry.
What have you done lately, Charlemagne?
Charlemagne wasn't done, and he went on to criticize her even more.
And if your face was the Bible, it would be the Old Testament.
You play too much, I swear.
Yeah, you got to show and prove by actions and deeds, not words and lip service. You haven't put out no music in a long time. People know you for playing yourself, walking up on stage with Jay-Z and Alicia Keys.
Charlemagne, seriously,
that's the truth.
Out. Cut this out.
Could y'all please help me out?
Can he cut this out?
As opposed to ending his assault there, Charlemagne just kept taking her to task in a way that was nothing short of brutal, and eventually left her in tears.
Chill out, Jurassic Park, Tyrannosaurus Rex, prehistoric thing.
Yeah, I can't say that. There's more overlays. I'm about to go up there and get some fucking cookies anyway. You'll be alright. But I can't say when I saw a little bit of this, of the him making Lil Mama cry, he was doing like too much, bro. Like my pops, he told me, he was like, bro, don't ever make fun of a woman. Don't ever like crack jokes on a woman, shit like that. He was like going ham. And I would understand if she was like going, it was like an eye for an eye, like if she was talking shit about him, but she wasn't really talking shit. Charlemagne was just being a dick. I ain't gonna cap. He was just being a fucking dick. I hope he apologized. I know he got punched in the back of the fucking face for that. I mean, he got jumped for that, which he should. But yeah, that's
Hey, it's
wrong
Ryan
hand.
Wilson. I'm here with Keith, co-star of my upcoming film, If.
Fuck you. We only want to see fucking Wolverine and Deadpool.
While my mother was dying of cancer, that right there alone is a struggle.
Like,
That's hard.
calling her Tyrannosaurus face is crazy.
But My music will
Like, Lil Mama is beautiful.
My actions will speak for itself. My mother will be proud. My father will be proud. At the end of the day, and nobody can stop me. Period.
I think you got a real story to tell, and I think you should tell it. And, you know, stop focusing on the gimmicks. Because right now you're like a caricature yourself.
Hated by Lil Mama ever since, she still holds a grudge to this day, and even tweeted this in 2022.
Shit, I would too.
Is a bitch. He tried to trick a black young successful woman from the bottom out of my spot. He actually goes on the list with killers, cops, feds, and other haters. Jealousy is a motherfucker, and it be your own people. In the Lil Mama situation, Charlemagne was in a position to take pot shots at someone who was arguably too nice for the rap game. And someone who can relate to that is Post Malone, who was treated horribly by Charlemagne for years. Entering the game to culture vulture allegations over tracks like White Iverson and Wearing Braids, Charlemagne had clearly made up his mind about Post by the time he came to the studio. As from the outset, he went out of his way to be unpleasant with him.
Well, his album is out right now. It's called Stoney.
Did you listen to it?
Absolutely not. I might, though.
What do you mean, absolutely? You might like it. You might like it.
I might, though. Somebody did recommend it. I'm lying. But I'm going to listen to it.
During the interview, Charlemagne even took digs at Post Malone's aroma.
No, I don't dislike you, but I don't like the smell of beer and cigarettes. And Post Malone smells like every beer and every cigarette that's in whatever convenience store in New York City right now.
Considering he even brought his girl on and clowned on her too, it was one of the nastiest performances by Charlemagne ever.
You know he's going to sleep with other women, though. You do know that. Are you aware of that?
He's gonna what?
He's going to sleep with other women.
No, I'm not.
This is what y'all should do, threesomes.
That way you can basically see who he brings in, and you could make sure you manage the whole situation. It's like being a promoter.
And you keep him out of
the
trouble.
situation.
You keep him out.
I think that motherfuckers should stay out of other motherfuckers' relationships. They have no, bruh. They had no reason to say that. Charlie had no reason to say that shit. It really don't matter. He don't know what's going on in their relationships, and that was just unnecessary, uncalled for. I ain't gonna cap.
Out of trouble because you don't want him to end up catching no rape charge or get no girl pregnant, catch a STD. So if you're picking the girls, you're like, no, she's a good one. We can do this together.
Have you ever thought about that?
2-on-1.
Man, y'all leave her alone.
But
Yeah, bro. Like, y'all here for Post Malone is here for some reason, not his girl type shit. Like, come on now.
stop there.
It's here for the
Alongside calling him
support.
a fake Future, Post's infamous comments that
Fake
he doesn't
Future is
listen
crazy.
to hip hop to feel something sent the radio personality off the deep end.
He don't respect the culture. Like if he had more respect for the culture and actually appreciated hip hop and talked like he appreciated hip hop, I would probably respect him more. But when he says shit like, when you want to feel something, don't listen to hip hop. Fuck out of here. We don't listen to your hip hop when we want to feel something.
Stupid ass.
Bro, and whose fault is that, bro? I'm not even blaming it on fucking Post Malone. Who allowed him to be in hip hop? Who allowed the motherfuckers who don't appreciate hip hop into hip hop? Black people, the people who control hip hop. I don't blame it on Post Malone. That's y'all motherfuckers' fault who decided to listen to this music and shit like that. And look, now he's being successful in doing this fucking, I think he's doing like pop or some shit like that. I mean, I was listening to Post Malone, and frankly, like when I was in fucking Vegas for the Day in Vegas festival, and that Travis Scott shit happened, he was replaced with Post Malone. I was pissed. We left that little baby. Once we heard Little Baby, we ended up getting because we do Post Malone was next. They could at least replace Travis Scott with another fucking rager like a Young Thug or a Kid Cudi or a Cardi or something like that. But Post Malone, but still, I blame it on y'all, black people. It's a trash roll. Oh God, yeah, bro. Oh God, Future, Thugger, goddamn Cardi, goddamn Kid Cudi, like, bro. They had several other motherfuckers they could have put on Yachty, but they had several motherfuckers they could have put on that, but they did fucking trash Malone.
Despite Charlemagne's best efforts, it seems like the rest of the world is still pretty on board with
Shit.
Post. So some people think he should maybe let it go, as Post already has the W for getting such big reactions out of him. Post living rent-free in Charlemagne's head. I think it's fine if
I think after this video, I'm gonna go up and get some cookies, cause I'm getting hungry again. I'm a fat piece of shit.
Middle school shit. Although
I'm a
Post
fat
probably
fuck.
gets burnt on Charlemagne's disdain for white rappers, he at least held his own when confronted by him. While for MGK, Charlemagne basically just let him embarrass himself. Over the years,
I mean, MGK is not hard to embarrass himself. That motherfucker tried to go against Eminem, bro. Like,
known to slander rappers as freestyle. At this point, spitting bars on the Breakfast Club is basically inadvisable because if he doesn't feel it, then he'll let you know. Just consider the infamous time where he did this.
Suffer.
Nothing short of legendary.
Front don't deal with a back in your pockets on a diet, nigga. I'm calling you Atkins.
Nah,
that ain't.
don't bring him down. I want to show you the overlay. I got another one.
But when it comes to
get on pump, I need to burn some calories.
There's just nothing to equal MGK's attempt. When he first came onto the show, he seemed so eager to impress Charlemagne, and well, he didn't really do a good job at it. Instead, it looked like he was about to burst into tears afterwards.
I don't believe that you can tell me that this is not good.
I'd rather stuff my pockets with these dollars till the Fetty make it burst like pinatas. Fun up, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see like how you can like listen to that and not like be like, that's.
It doesn't move me, man.
It doesn't move me, man. But everybody knows that motherfucker Charlemagne is a hater. Why do it? That's the problem with motherfuckers, man. That's the problem. People are always trying to get the motherfuckers who's known for hating to like they shit. They can just go with their own lane and just not give a fuck about who hate. Let the haters motivate them, and you know, not everybody gonna like your shit. I do. MG lame.
He's a nice guy.
Nah, man, I'm not trying to hear that.
You're better than Yellow Wolf.
Nah, I'm not trying to hear that.
MGK has been back on the Breakfast Club without incident. But one megastar who actually appeared on the show long after Charlemagne had thrown a million jabs his way is Kanye West.
Oh yeah, I've seen these interviews.
Ye has received Donkey of the Day numerous times over and over. So when they finally got him on the show, people were amazed that Ye even agreed to go on. But they wouldn't be disappointed with the outcome. Once he got in the studio, Charlemagne immediately provoked him when he called him Kanye Kardashian. After that, he gave Mr. West his uncut feelings about Kanye's latest album at the time.
Do you not like the reception Jesus got? Cause I didn't like the album at all, and I was a Kanye West fan.
Yeah.
But Jesus was whack to me.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Over time, their relationship had retained this weird love-hate dynamic. For example, back in 2018, Charlemagne had a long-form interview with him.
I remember that.
Gave him Donkey of the Day for his "slavery is a choice" comments just weeks later. Since then, he's claimed they squashed it all, and Ye even sent him some free Yeezys. But that hasn't stopped Charlemagne from still giving him Donkey of the Day whenever he feels it's necessary. Most notably, when Ye was going through the whole theatrical beef with Pete Davidson over Kim K.
Nobody is better at conflating BS with real issues to make himself look like the victim than Kanye West. Kanye doesn't want his kids on TikTok. I understand that totally. Kanye West, this is Charlemagne talking. Brother Leonard, you have more negative influence on people than TikTok ever will. Does Kanye West think depicting the murder of his ex-wife's boyfriend in a music video, decapitating him and burying him, is a positive image? Is he?
Hey, he acting like he ain't the only motherfucker that be thinking that. See, he's just showing that through imagery and his imagination into a video. He ain't do that in real life. He could have. Hella motherfuckers have been caught and who haven't been caught with doing that same shit. He ain't the only person. I'm not condoning his behavior. Not saying I understand it. But I'd rather let him have this outlet than actually murdering somebody. I'm gonna be honest. This is my opinion.
He okay with his kids or any kids seeing those images? You think that video of you pretending to murder Pete wasn't all over TikTok? It's very hypocritical.
Although Kanye has had it rough from Charlemagne over the years, it's never felt like there's any real animosity there.
One thing I can say, because I watch a lot of Kanye West's long form like interviews and shit like that, I really like his interviews, and because he's like nice, chill. He's very like he's dead ass. He is a genius. He's very smart. But I can tell he has a lot of shit going on in his head. He's like a huge overthinker, and so like he goes on these tangents, and then while he's going on these tangents, I feel like his mind goes so fast, his mouth is trying to keep up with it. I understand because that happens with me as well. Sometimes I just get lost in my thought, and I just have to, like, you guys can tell, like, when I'm talking, and there's times where, like, I just abruptly stop and then go on to something else. And then I have to think, like, damn, I just abruptly stopped. Like, let me go back and finish my thought and my statement because my mind was going so fast with different shit. Like, he's like that, but I feel like he's, like, on like a different wave.
If anything, there's some love. But the same can't be said when it comes to another megastar who had Charlemagne on his back from the jump. And that famous individual is
BBL Drizzy.
Drizzy was regularly getting destroyed online.
BBL Drizzy.
At the outset of his career, Charlemagne was one of the people who was leading that charge.
Show and prove by actions and deeds. Stop being a freaking sensitive ass girl. And I don't even want to say girl, because I know some girls that ain't that sensitive. Just stop being a sensitive person, period. I don't even want to insult girls like that. Because I always say it's 3 sexual orientations out here. It's gay, straight, and Drake. Drake is just a whole different type of breed. It don't got nothing to do with nothing other than he's just a different type of breed, man. Stop being so sensitive, dog.
As the shots kept coming, this got a response from the uncharacteristically angry Drizzy.
Turn on like Power 105 and hear some nerd telling me I'm gay or they have pictures of me or it's like, why, man? Like, for what?
Bruh, out of all the insults you could have called Charlemagne, this man called you another form of feminism. Another form of feminine. And you just call him a nerd? And you're supposed to be a rapper? Come on, man. You gotta get in like a book. You gotta get in like a goddamn thesaurus or some shit like that. Or a dictionary or some shit. You gotta read some books to find some new fucking comebacks. Cause that, call him a nerd is, it's not that good, buddy.
Using your job to tear me down. Like, you're a real fucking loser. You know? Sorry.
In retrospect, people think
you're a real fucking loser. You're a real. You got to make me say you're a real piece of shit. I'm sorry. You really grinded my gears. like geez Louise.
I think that maybe Drake actually took Charlemagne's advice in a way, which served as somewhat as an unintentional favor, as Drake would be toughened up from his criticism. At certain points, the two have been cordial, and after he dropped a lyric about him on Back to Back, Drake actually sent him bottles during the Meek Mill feud.
Guy Drake's really living his raps, man. He said somebody was gonna make him buy bottles for Charlemagne. He bought 6 bottles of Dom Perignon with a card that says, "Let's be friends, Aubrey Graham."
But since then, they have been up and down. Charlemagne says a comment here, then Drake responds with a bar or two. Most recently, Drake fired back at him after Charlemagne basically said that Slime You Out with SZA came and went without anyone caring. This time, it prompted a bigger response from Drizzy on Instagram.
See, and I remember that shit, and honestly, that wasn't true. Slime You Out, that had a decent amount of exposure. People were fucking with it because motherfuckers thought that Drake and SZA were fucking beefing. Since he took shots, well, not really shots, but since he was like, yeah, I used to date SZA back in 08. Like, so I disagree with Charlemagne on that shit.
Instagram, where he wrote, "You kinda weirding me out, G. Like you're really obsessed with me or something for years. Like you look in the mirror and you wish you saw my reflection type shit. Whatever you gotta do to let it out, I'm sure your 435 loyal fans will stand by you.
You fucking goof."
I actually like this so much better.
Your goof is a little bit better. I want to see them fucking
goof. As for what the problem is, Charlemagne told Andy Cohen that he thinks this will just be the way it is forever.
What went wrong? I really don't know. I think me and Drake will always have a love-hate relationship. I'll never, even though he's great, I'll never really have anything too good to say about him.
Over the years, Drizzy has received plenty of reasons to have issues with Charla. So many, in fact, he probably hasn't even considered how weird he was to one of the Six God's ex-girlfriends, Jennifer Lopez. Over the years, Charlemagne has had a bizarre relationship with women. For one, he's been accused of unsavory things, and even gave himself Donkey of the Day once for telling the world that he basically took advantage of his wife the first time they met. But when it comes to him being creepy on The Breakfast Club, no one had to deal with anything worse than Jennifer Lopez. During her appearances on the show, she's had to deal with some unwanted advances from Charla, as well as some following through on a very bizarre promise.
Yeah, did he?
I sniffed your chair last time.
Yeah, I was there. He sniffed it.
I know. I did. I couldn't help it. You're J-Lo. J-Lo just left.
Nah, that's goofy. That's crazy. Ain't no telling how long she's been saying she's probably on a fucking flight. That fucking kitty has been basing in fucking heat. And you just go in there and fucking smell that. Oh, God.
It's incidents like this that make people wonder.
I honestly think that a lot of... I don't think J-Lo's kitty stinks, but I feel like a lot of female artists don't care. They don't take care of their kitties. I feel they got a little bit of a smell to it. I don't know. That's what I think.
If there's something a little off about him. I unironically think Charlemagne is on the spectrum. My boy has no filter. Charlemagne is that guy you don't want to bring to a family function. But while behaving bizarrely around women is one thing, what caused a bigger stir is when some people believe that he betrayed his co-host Angela Yee by refusing to stand up for her. After working together for years, the pair always seemed to have a friendly relationship that would make you think that if someone came for Yee, he'd have her back. But when Gucci made accusations that Angela had tried to get with him back in the day, that theory was put to rest.
Yeah, you smashed Angela Yee, Gucci.
Okay.
Of course not.
She didn't try it. She was on my dick back then.
That is a lie.
I'm not lying.
No, we was cool. I was not on your dick. Stop
You
it.
used to be texting me what hotel you was at and shit like that.
That is a lie.
You know what's funny is I was on Twitter and I saw these old ass tweets of Gucci. Gucci was going off, bro. It was three. The first was like, hey, Xavier, you want to come over and shit my dick? The other one was me and Waka had a threesome with Nicki Minaj, and I forgot what the other one said, bro. But the other one was out of pocket as well, bro. That shit was fucking wild. But Gucci was on something else, bro. That shit was funny.
Never. You must got me confused with somebody else.
Shortly after the interview was posted, media outlets began blowing it up out of proportion, and the clips of course went viral. As if not having her back at the time wouldn't have been enough, Charlemagne then had a face-to-face with Guwap and let both of his co-hosts get majorly disrespected in front of him.
And DJ Envy, he's a pussy too.
Envy
did it too? Envy's pussy, man. Pussy. So I'm gonna confront him about what him and Angela did, and if he come at me wrong, I'm gonna slap the shit out of him. Don't never try me like that, man. Because you was flirting with me, I rejected you, I don't want you. What you mad about? This shit wasn't even no big deal. I would never say nothing else about it. I never brought it up.
In the aftermath of that interview, Angela unfollowed him on IG, insinuating that she clearly wanted him to stand his ground.
Yeah, that is wild. That is wild. You gonna let her, no matter what, you gonna let a motherfucker talk about your supposed partners or some shit like that? Like, you could at least be like, hey man, like, I understand you got your feelings against him, but it's my dog, man. So let's calm down. Like, that's crazy. You ain't say nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Even if it meant taking a whooping.
Yeah.
Afterwards, Angela made it clear that she didn't really have love for Charlemagne whatsoever during an interview with Variety. We've always been the same. We work together. It is what it is. Like he said, we're co-workers. A lot of people have jobs where they don't necessarily love the people they work with.
Facts.
It's just a part of life. That's not the person you'd hang out with in real life. In 2022...
And that's crazy because you would think, for the Breakfast Club type shit, you would think that they all just cool as fuck. Like, you all just chill, you know, they all go out party shit like that. But that's really like, man, just a job. So, that's fucking wild, bro. I would have so much fun on this fucking radio. I swear. Like, bro,
Angela Yee would leave the show, and it always felt like there were things left unsaid. Now, Charlemagne has since apologized for not having her back, even if he didn't necessarily feel like it was on him.
Like, I just don't think that as a personality, I should be held responsible for that. But then, the nuance of it is, me and Angela Yee have worked together for almost 10 years, you know? And if me and Angela Yee weren't necessarily on the best of terms, I could see why she would feel like I'm not her friend. And, you know, I literally just apologized to Angela Yee for that. Like, literally, I'm talking about, like, yesterday.
Although the Angela Yee
honestly, if you feel like y'all not friends, y'all just TV, if y'all just work associates, then you really didn't need to apologize. Just like, I feel like you might have been forced it. I'm not putting no words in your mouth, but I feel like you kind of like forced it. If you just now apologize. Because if it was me, and that was on some sucker shit, and you let somebody talk about me, and we worked together for 10 years, and you just now apologize after months, maybe even a year, I wouldn't even want that fucking apology. I'm like, man, get your goofy ass out here, bro. Oh god, I wouldn't have been mad. I'm like, bro, you just bring on old shit. Honestly, you don't even need to worry about it. Don't even apologize. Cause I know where we stand now. Like, you told me where you stand when you let that motherfucker drag me. You ain't protect me. We just work associates. That's it.
Incident would drive a wedge between them. There are other times where Charlemagne's victims are simply the recipients of his razor-sharp wit rather than anything malicious. And in the case of Kevin Hart, that's exactly what...
I was wondering why they had Kevin Hart, but I think I know what He's
Charlemagne was funny enough to even best a comedian at their own game.
Oh yeah, that was funny. Yeah, I already know what he's talking
Kevin
about.
Hart was on his redemption tour after it was discovered that he cheated on his wife. So every
That's bro. Fuck.
Back in 2022, I lost two very important people in my life. Big face.
Hey, it be like that sometimes.
February of
press interview he did.
It really do be like that sometimes.
It was about
that
him trying to
stupid
claim
goofy
that he was a
bitch.
changed man.
I'm gonna love her. She hate me.
Journalists were content to go along with his message, but when it came to his attempt on the Breakfast Club, it was quickly derailed by C the God with a single comment.
Wait, man. Go ahead. Speaking of jumping on that,
Yes,
what
sir.
was you thinking earlier this year when you got caught cheating in Vegas?
Damn.
Brother,
Mr.
listen.
Irresponsible.
It's beyond irresponsible. Okay.
Hilariously, it only got worse from here. And although Kevin Hart kept trying to give as much praise to his partner as possible,
She's a
to get him
bitch.
back, Charlemagne just stayed at it.
You're my rib. That's my wife. You're up here.
Well, what's your favorite side to have with your ribs?
Shut up, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's just funny.
You know I know some shit about you.
Well, that was all in good fun. The same can't be said for everyone who is the butt of a joke for Charlemagne. And sometimes even his friends aren't safe. Just look at what happened to Tyrese Gibson. Over the years,
What more do you want from me? Congratulations! Oh my God.
the actor, singer, and rapper has had a contentious relationship with the Power 105 show. He even got sued by a director for running his mouth off about the project in the studio. Over time, Charlemagne, Envy, and Tyrese got close. They even texted each other regularly. But when Tyrese fell on hard times, Charlemagne wasn't exactly there to lift him up. In fact,
I respect Tyrese only because even though I feel like he's full of feces, I wasn't sure what it was he was going through, okay? When he was crying online about his daughter, I had no problem with that. I'm a father, he's a father. Kids need both their parents, period. Okay, when he was
Not Jaguar, dude.
off to the Fast and Furious, I thought that was extremely lame. But I told him that via a group chat. Yes, Tyrese, DJ, Envy, and I had a group chat that we were participate in, okay? Because I'm allergic to lameness. Tyrese Gibson, I ain't even here to make jokes with you. All right, you need to learn to get out your own way. You the type to stand in your own shadow and wonder why it's dark. All right, Tyrese, you are the prime example of talk much and they think you're a fool. Be silent and they become curious. Try being silent, and maybe people will start becoming curious about something other than your mental meltdowns. All right, we're not gonna be curious about no movies. We won't be curious about no music because you keep talking too much, reminding us that you are indeed a devil damn fool. Please give Tyrese Gibson the biggest hee-haw, please.
Hee-haw, hee-haw, you stupid motherfucker, you dumb.
to say that fans were shocked at how hard he went at him would be an
Yeah,
understatement.
that's crazy.
Tyrese, so you're just gonna kick me when I'm down? Charlemagne, where are my Tims at?
Nah, for real.
Working on Donkey of the Day like a science project.
Yeah.
While they were once buddies, the relationship between them had majorly disintegrated. And as Tyrese continued to go through it, he spoke openly about how much Charlemagne hurt him.
You're this voice, you got books, you're this champion, outspoken man that represents all things mental health. And yet, I've lost count of the amount of time that he's contributed to the stresses in and around my mental health.
You know what's crazy, bro? I know it was almost at the end of the video that this dude. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the video. I gotta think about what I'm about to say.
Are just deciding to talk about a man that he actually knows.
Now, in this case, all's well that ends well, as Tyrese has since gone on the show and made up with Charlemagne and Envy. But for some people, the verbal beatings they took from Charlemagne will last a lifetime. And for that reason, he's going to go down in history as one of the most controversial men to ever appear on the airwaves.
Shout out to Luista. One thing that's fucking wild is that for a guy who's seen as much controversy and shit like that in the fucking media and shit like that, and how huge his fucking voice is in media. I'm trying to think how I can say this. You would think he would have a more of a kind of a respectful tone when talking about people. Like, he's talking about people. Yeah, I get holding people accountable for their actions and shit. But who are you to do that? Like, you're acting as if you're a judge jury and executioner, and you're acting like you're that for the people. Even the people under that, hearing you going off on people like, God damn, like, is that even necessary? That's fucking wild. But, oh God, that was a W video.